Hello friends, Coach Bob here today, and today we are doing an early morning ride over to my hometown, as you know, is Valdosta, Georgia, from the beautiful Tallahassee, Florida. And right now we are entering Monticello, the county seat for Jefferson County, and I would like for you to do me a favor and like, share, and subscribe this video, and for a few channel catch-ups. Here we go. First off, be sure and submit any photographs or very short videos for Riders Rides video that I'm going to put together for the end of each Friday vid that we put up. I will have the Riders Rides section. Now that section, just to let you know, I will edit your video. If you send it, it may be a little shorter, and I'm just kind of using whatever I need to use in order to make it just flow properly with everybody else's pictures and stuff. So please don't be upset if you say, hey man, I sent you a 30-minute video and there was only 3 minutes on there. Just kind of how it works. But anyway, so Riders Rides on Friday. So always be sure and stick around to the end of the video on Friday, because if you send a picture of your motorcycle in before Thursday at 8 o'clock, or probably by Thursday at 4, you're going to be on that week. If not, definitely the following. Fitness Quest every Monday morning. Doing Fitness Quest at least through the end of April, possibly part of May. A lot of it will depend on some of the other things that we're going to talk about this morning. Also, I just want to take a moment to mention the comment section. Man, you guys have been doing awesome in the comment section, and Coach Vic and I really appreciate it. We read every single comment. In fact, we discuss a lot of them. I do my very, very best to acknowledge every comment, and I really try to actually respond in a written form to every comment. I want you to know that if I don't respond in a written fashion and you see, maybe I missed yours or something, it's not that I'm skipping over you intentionally. We are starting to get quite a few comments, and that is an excellent thing to have happening. But it does take a lot of time to respond to those things, but I really do enjoy doing it. So keep the comments coming. I just didn't want anybody to, well, honestly, I didn't want anybody to think that I was not thinking about them, because I am. It really is amazing the responses that we are getting and the sense of community that the channel has. And it is an amazing thing. Did I say it was amazing? I think I did. I want to mention right now, I am on this road that I've ridden before in the daytime. This is County Road 146. My favorite road to ride, period. And the mornings are absolutely amazing. There is just something about the beauty and the cleanliness of the morning. Your day really hasn't been poisoned by hateful things that you hear, or even just getting that feeling that you're not appreciated. The mornings are clean and they're pure and they're beautiful. And that's one of the things I love about the morning. When I ride this road in the morning, it is very common to just have this appearance of this rising mist over the fields. And it just hangs there in the calm air and just lets you know everything's okay. You can slow down just for a minute and look and appreciate it, just like this right over here. And it's everywhere out here. It's absolutely stunning. The cattle, half of them are lying down in the grass, half of them are standing. They're just like statues, frozen in time. They're in no hurry. And these are my favorite ride times. I rarely have the music going. I'm normally alone. I read a quote years ago, and this is by Martin Luther. It says, I have so much to do that I'll spend the first 3 hours in prayer. What I'm trying to get across here, get up and take that time, gather your thoughts, have a little prayer time, have a little quiet time, enjoy your mornings, let them be pure, let them be clean, and the rest of your day will say thank you for it. And yes, you are welcome for another episode of Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. You know, the idea of the early morning thing is not anything new in my world, that's for sure. When I was an FAA man, that's Federal Aviation Administration, most of my guys on my team, they knew that when I got there in the morning, I was going to spend the first 20-30 minutes with my Franklin day planner in the back, kind of planning my day. And they knew, hey, you just kind of leave Bob alone during that time. He's in the moment. And they knew that I really valued that time to organize my day, and I was a pretty organized guy, and it was very, very important for me to make sure that I did everything right. There are careers out there. My father used to tell me when I was a boy, I'd make a 99 on a test, and he'd go, well, in some fields the 99's an F. But he was an air traffic controller too, so he would say if I only got 99 out of 100 right, that would mean that there are bodies in a field out there somewhere. So a 99 is an F in my world. So you really need to strive for perfection, and you need to strive for total excellence in everything you do. A lot of people would see that as my dad being mean or crass, but he was a good dad. He held me to a high standard. He wasn't a jerk about it, and he did his thing. Likewise, when my son was growing up, he was an early riser, even though he didn't want to be. And when he was homeschooled even, everybody kind of laughed at us because we would have him up 5:45, 6 o'clock, doing exercises. He would put on his little khaki pants and say the Pledge of Allegiance and that sort of thing. And although we were homeschooled for just a few of the years that he was going through school, we didn't do it the entire time through school, but for those few years, he learned that scheduling is more about you, that internal clock. You have things you have to do. Now, fast forward, he made it through Nuclear Training Command a few years ago, several years ago, became a nuke for a submarine, and he has done very, very well. And as much as I'm sure that it pained him to say it, and I'm sure it did, he said, Dad, you were right. Getting us up early and getting us started early, it changed everything. And after growing up with you, man, these things are a lot easier. So parents, stick to your guns out there, especially you folks that are kind of stuck in this homeschool zone right now. But anyway, back to the point. Here I am contemplating how to get out to California. And I'm talking to my boy. It's funny, in Batman, it's the Boy Wonder. I call him the Boy Blunder. So I was talking to the Boy Blunder, and we were discussing when and how to do this thing. And we quickly concluded that two morning geniuses that get up every day and seize the day and do it right, they could absolutely come up with a solution of how do you figure out to get to California on a motorcycle during all of this stuff that's happening right now. So we scratched our old heads for just a few minutes, and this is what we came up with. Is that I can't go. That the trip has to be canceled. Nah, it doesn't have to be canceled. Actually, what we did come up with is that the trip simply has to be postponed. And that one of the lessons that I always taught him in life not only is to get up early and to seize the day, but understand that there are many things in life that you have to have patience, and it's through the proper planning and the proper processes that get you there. And it makes, once that actual work comes to fruition, it makes it that much sweeter, that much more rewarding. So what this is going to do is allow me to make a few extra modifications to the Spyder in the short term. I'm looking at adding some highway pegs for me. I'm looking at adding some armrests for Coach Vic. Now that we have this butt buffer pad for Coach Vic, we may be able to use it to lay over a backrest for me so that I can transfer her onto the CanAm without damaging her bottom side, dragging across metal. We put that butt buffer on top of that metal bracket for the backrest and get her on there. So this could really turn into several things, great videos for installation process, and make the trip easier on both of us and make the experience more fun. Which then the contemplation began. What do I do in the short term? So I asked him if he had any ideas on what I could do to make the channel more interesting. And he actually had somewhat of a good idea, which really surprised me. Just kidding. He's a real bright dude. This was his suggestion. Dad, what you need to do is talk to your subscribers. Ask them what they would like to see within 4 to 6 hours of Tallahassee. Those are day trips. You're not locked down on day trips. You can go to open air areas and stay away from people, still be responsible, still be safe, still abide by the law, and still have some adventure time for you and Mom, aka Coach Vic, and provide quality stuff for the folks that subscribe to your channel. He also understands I don't want to post a bunch of junk. So I want to make good trips, fun trips. So if you have any suggestions of places that we might go, down in the comments section is that space. We're certainly thinking of a few of our own. Right now, I'm thinking the Barber motorcycle, the Antique Barber Museum. I don't know if that's open right now. In fact, I would venture to say that it is not. But once the ban is lifted here, which we're told that it's going to be extended a little bit for our military brethren, which includes my son. So if you know of any open air monuments or areas that you might be interested in seeing, another one that we're thinking about is Providence Canyon. When I was a boy, we called that the mini Grand Canyon, and it was actually created from bad farming practices and erosion. This old farmhouse on the left, I remember as a boy when people actually lived in that thing. Now it's all boarded up, you know, the typical stuff, those old houses. When the families die, I guess people just board them up if you don't have anybody to live there. The historic courthouse here, as with the historic courthouses of a lot of small Georgia towns, are absolutely beautiful and have quite a rich history behind them. So one of the things that I've also been thinking of is hit maybe 6 or 7 small towns and do a quick history lesson on those beautiful courthouses as we pull up to the beautiful courthouse in Quitman on the corner of Highway 221 and Screven Street. And as the Golden Earring song Radar Love says, spinning into a new sunrise, and that's exactly what I'm doing. You know, I just want to tell you that it was good to catch up and let you know the direction the channel was going to be going here for the short term and also for the long term once we start getting a grip on everything that's going on and how we're going to be able to travel. So we will be installing some accessories, we'll be making some day trips, we'll be looking at some monuments, and hopefully we will be on the road to California before you know it for some long trip adventures. So again, I want to take this opportunity to encourage you to send your submissions for Riders Rides to bob3coach@gmail.com. Again, that's bob3coach@gmail.com, and we will get those things up for you on Friday. If you get them to me late, just plan on seeing it the next week, but I will get those things posted up. I want to thank you so much for making the channel what it is. If you would, at this moment, like, share, and subscribe. And if you would, do me a big favor and share this video on your favorite social media format, which will help us get new subscribers. Copy the link and send it to a few friends and just ask them to subscribe. They might be interested. They might need some words of knowledge and encouragement, some nuggets of wisdom, as me and my son always say. It's always good. So go out, buy the motorcycle of your dreams, eat right, take care of yourself, and remember, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. Now go seize the day, baby. We'll talk to you soon.